The award-winning Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
It sure is. Talk to me about that.
Don't I always?
About that flight. Is it 517 to Yuma?
I knew those numbers would trip you up.
Yes.
5:15, the quarter after 5 to Paris. The 15:17.
That's right.
Isn't it?
Right, yes. All right, Clint Eastwood. Come on. You know, this is his kind of action film.
Yeah.
And it's not doing it.
Well, what do you mean it's his kind of action
Well, it's
film?
kind
It's
of
not really.
taking something historical.
This is one of his, late career phases where he takes an historical event and then retells the best. He did it best with Sully, I thought.
Yeah.
I think that was really excellent. Yeah. Of course, he had Tom Hanks. In this new movie, he casts the real heroes of that occasion and puts them through their own experience.
Yes.
Again, that's weird.
Yeah, and
How would you think about that?
I think it's when you try to recreate their personal lives, you're heading for trouble. I mean, I have enormous respect for film actors because the camera is so unrelenting.
Yeah.
And I believe that you're asking for trouble for non-actors. When you do the sequence in the plane, I suspect that's fine. These guys will relive that thing with vigor.
Really? You think so? Even the guy who got his throat, he got cut and then he was passed out bleeding on the floor.
I'm guessing because I haven't seen it.
That guy gets cast, he's got to lay on the floor.
I haven't seen it. I'm only guessing because our topic
Well, I read
today,
about it. I didn't see it either. I read
Oh,
about
you didn't? I thought you had.
No. What, do you think
okay.
I run out and...
I thought...
By virtue of the fact that it's Clint Eastwood movie, I see everything?
Right. So typical of cinema classes, we haven't seen
would
it
love
in the
to.
movies,
I would
but
love
we're talking about
I got to tell you something. Let's be honest about it. The fact that these guys are cast kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't want to see those guys do it. I would, not to take anything away from their heroism, obviously.
Yeah.
They are, I prefer one of these moments where, in Sully, for instance, at the end of the film, you see the real Sully addressing some of the people that he saved.
Yeah.
And that is a really powerful moment. Just like in Schindler's List, at the end of Schindler's List.
So they don't do that in this one?
I don't... Oh, no. These guys play the real guys from start to finish.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Duh. Yes, I got it. Well, why don't we look at
I don't want to see those guys do it.
Well, why don't we look at non-actors who were in Oscar-winning movies?
Right. So from everything I've read, these guys acquit themselves okay in the action scenes, as you said.
Yeah.
But that it's really kind of awkward in other scenes.
And I'm not even sure the other scenes were well scripted. They sound corny.
They sound like they're just trying to build up to this. Anyways, not the first time that Clint Eastwood has used non-actors. He's used them to better effect before. You'll remember Gran Torino.
Yeah.
And lots of non-actors.
And didn't he in that World War II sequence of movies?
No, Flags of Our Fathers.
Yeah, I thought he had.
Here and there, I think Eastwood has always actually peppered his films with non-actors and also actors who just aren't accomplished.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So after all this research I've done, perhaps we can take a few moments.
I'm ready to go.
Now, one that will be close to your heart.
Yeah.
1946, The Best Years of Our Lives uses the amputee, the double amputee, Harold Russell, right? And he actually got 2 Oscars for that. One of them an honorary Oscar for his courage, and the other one for best supporting actor.
Yeah.
But that movie won Best Movie, beating.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
I know. Oh, okay.
No, you're right. The Best Years of Our Lives is a beautiful film. It's about the aftermath of World War II, and Harold Russell acquits himself quite nicely against some of these really great actors. Right. Myrna Loy, I believe, and
Dana Andrews.
Dana Andrews.
Right.
And the great, what's his name?
Well, Weiler is the
director.
I know that, but
I
don't have the others.
God damn! Now you're gonna make me look this up.
No.
I gotta.
You do not need to do that.
Yes, because I know the guy so stupid. He's great. He's the
Aldo
lead.
Ray, probably.
No, he's the lead at Aldo Ray. Frederick March.
Okay.
Came to me before I got to...
Well, good one.
Frederick March, who is one of the great underrated actors. And it does. It lends a sort of this little layer of pathos and realism to a film like that.
So, I mean, our thesis is that you can have successful movies with non-supporting actors.
The Bicycle Thief.
Oh, right. Or The Bicycle Thieves, as it originally was.
How about you? I ladri di biciclette.
Oh, good.
How's that?
1948. This is 2 years later.
Yeah. So we're in that post-war phase of Italian films.
Oh, yeah, the realism,
And,
neorealism.
Yeah, and Vittorio De Sica casts these real people.
Yes.
And this, it's post-war. This guy's trying to make a living. He's a paper hanger, and he needs his bicycle to get around town, and it's stolen. And the entire film is the adventure he has with his child, his young son, to retrieve the bike. And it is, if you have not seen it, I know you have seen it.
Yes, I have.
But for anyone listening who has not seen it, it is requisite
It
cinematic viewing.
One of the best neorealistic movies you'll ever see.
It's one of the best movies you'll ever see.
Exactly right.
And it is painful.
Yeah.
It is a painful
I mean, they
film.
need this bicycle.
Yeah.
And he needs the respect of his son, and all of that stuff is.
And that's really what's painful. As a father, you watch him struggling to maintain his dignity.
Yeah.
In his son's eyes.
Yes.
As he hard scrabbles to get this bike back.
All right, skipping ahead to 1984.
Mm-hmm.
The Killing Fields. Remember that there were the two journalists,
Yeah.
and Pol Pot and all the rest of the murderers. But you had Hang Noir, former doctor,
Uh-huh.
had a similar background to the character he plays in this film. So
Yeah.
he does another great job now. And many of these, I'm not hearing them having further roles. They do a great job, but I don't hear them picking up.
Yeah, I don't know. It often it's like sometimes it's like a child actor. They make a splash and then they disappear. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I don't either. But we could look at 2012, Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Yeah, what an incredible movie that is.
And I think both of them.
It seems like people have forgotten that movie, and it's really kind of terrific.
You had the bakery owner.
Quavazane Wallace, right? That's the
Oh
little
yeah,
girl?
she's the nominee.
Now she was not an actor, or she was. Who's the non-actor in that?
The non-actor is Dwight Henry, the bakery owner.
The bakery owner.
He answered a flyer, and 4,000 people signed up for this role, and he won.
Yeah.
So this guy is not small time. He was good, and she, of course, was the youngest ever Oscar nominee.
Yeah.
And I don't know where she is these days.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder your thesis. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, and for these...
And she may pop up, like, you never know, like, 15 years from now, she'll become, like, a great actress. So she's just, who knows? Maybe she's getting her education.
Oh, yeah. And most recently, nice.
Yeah, that's delightful.
And most recently, the Florida Project.
Yeah.
Just this last year had a couple, I think, of non-actors, and the mother, that kind of randy mother, and then the child.
Yeah. Well, I would assume that all of the children were.
It could be right.
Non-actors.
Valerie, the 6-year-old.
Yeah. So
outstanding.
Yeah, she's really great, and then she just gut punches you at the end of that movie with. I don't know, man. I don't know where she dredged up that emotion from what source she was pulling from.
Right.
But it is really deeply affecting. I oftentimes wonder, this is a weird question, but I often wonder if when children in the service of fiction are acting and they're clearly anguished, if that isn't some sort of weird abuse.
Now, for goodness sake, where do you come up with that?
What do you mean?
You're the first person in the world ever to talk about abuse of a young actor.
Listen, I'm just happy with the phrase, you're the first person in the world to do anything. So, you don't think that when you see a young child and they're just clearly, genuinely anguished about something that you know isn't real, that somebody put them, got that, elicited that out of them. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? I think we should have all of our children actors computer generated.
I don't know. I have to admit it's an interesting question. I'd like to think they just have some natural ability and they can mimic mine without feeling.
Oh.
And maybe this is the reason some of them never make it beyond this role.
Yeah.
Because they really don't have the ability to
It's just
empathize.
strange to me. You know, like when you think of somebody like Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon, that's you know, she shows you some pain, she shows you some resourcefulness and all this other stuff. But this girl, for instance, in the Florida Project, at the end of the movie, only specifically, it seems like hard. Like,
well,
I wonder how they can do that. Anyway.
Well,
okay.
That's their problem. They're going to have to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we're non-actor film critics. What does that say?
I don't know. I just love the fact that this conversation is wrapped around the phrases, this is the first time in the world I've ever heard A, and then the first time in the world I ever heard someone go, they're just going to have to deal with it and wrap it up. Anguished
right.
child
Who
actors.
cares?